Why doing less is the ultimate power move. 5 counterintuitive secrets to a less is more. Life 1. The hook, the great modern mistake. Modern life, despite its undeniable progress in science and technology, has reached a point of systemic error. We have been conditioned to pursue a more with more existence, dedicating more hours to accumulate more status and more complexity, only to find ourselves trapped on a treadmill of frantic striving. This fast-track approach has effectively traded the broad track of yesteryear, a life of civility and balance, for a profound poverty of time and love. The alternative is the 80-20th way. Grounded in the data-driven logic that roughly 80% of results stem from 20% of causes, this philosophy suggests that true power lies in being time-stingy with the trivial many so we can be time-extravagant with the vital few. By identifying the lopsided levels of our own lives, we can reclaim our sanity and realize that achievement flows from doing less, not striving more. 2. Takeaway number 1. Cultivate lazy intelligence. In the hierarchy of performance, we often mistake high-volume effort for high-value results. However, technical efficiency requires a more selective lens. General von Monstein's classic 4-way classification of officers provides the ultimate strategic template. 1. Lazy and stupid. Harmless, leave them alone. 2. Hardworking and intelligent, excellent staff officers who manage the granular details. 3. Hardworking and stupid, a systemic menace. They create irrelevant work and must be fired immediately. 4. Intelligent and lazy, the group suited for the highest leadership. The intelligent and lazy individual is the master of the 80-20th principle. They refuse to engage in hardworking stupidity, instead demanding extraordinary results through ordinary effort. This isn't just theory. It is backed by industrial data. For instance, the Royal Bank of Canada discovered a massive imbalance in their operations. Just 17% of their customers yielded a staggering 93% of their profits. A lazy person wants to do as little as possible, and so concentrates only on the essentials. By focusing on the 20% of tasks that drive 80% of your value, you generate 60% more results with 60% less energy. 3. Takeaway number 2. You don't have a time shortage. You have a focus shortage. We perceive time as a scarce resource, but in reality, we are awash in it. The 80-20th way identifies 2 distinct temporal experiences that dictate our quality of life. Happiness islands. Those small dollops of time, the 20% where 80% of our joy occurs. Achievement islands. The short, focused bursts where 80% of our creative or productive value is generated. When you focus on these islands, the math of your life changes. You move from a paltry 25% return on your time to a massive 400% return. To capture this 4-fold increase in life quality, you must stop managing time and start a time revolution. Time revolutionary actions. Chuck your to-do list. Replace it with a not-to-do list of low-value distractions. Purge your diary. Aggressively cancel meetings and events that provide no excitement or value. Abolish hollow duty. If there is no pleasure in the duty, the productivity is usually a phantom. Limit information inflow, dump the cellular tether, or restrict notifications to regain cognitive sovereignty. Act less, think more. Reflection is the high-leverage root of all progress. 4. Takeaway number 3. The pay yourself first financial mystery. Wealth is not built through labor, it is built through the law of compounding. Pareto's discovery that 20% of the population consistently owns 80% of the money reveals a fundamental truth. Money clones money. The mystery of money is solved by the 10% automatic savings habit. This is more than a budget tip, it is a trade-off of life energy. Every dollar you earn represents a portion of your vital life force sold to an employer. When you spend unnecessarily, you squander that life energy. By saving, you buy back your future independence. The greatest force in the world. Compound interest. Albert Einstein. By arranging for 10% of your income to be deducted and invested before it reaches your hands, you allow your money to clone itself until your investment income meets your expenses. This is the definition of true freedom. 5. Takeaway number 4. Individuality through subtraction. Becoming your authentic self is an act of editing, not acquisition. It is the mindful process of uncluttering the soul and transcending the ego's need for more. True individuality is found by identifying your 20% spikes, areas of effortless advantage and ruthlessly subtracting snake pits. Those unrewarding areas of life where you cope badly or feel chronic stress. Skills and interests. Focus on the 1% of knowledge where you can be a 99% expert. Cultivate a deep, steady presence in a narrow field rather than being a mediocre all-rounder. Emotions and attributes. Identify your authentic attributes like zest for life or inspiring leadership and dump the snake pits. 6. Takeaway number 5. The love spiral versus relationship outsourcing. Modern life pressures us into a ghastly mistake. Outsourcing the primary functions of home life. We pay others to clean our homes, cook our food, and mind our children to buy time for the fast track. This corrosively replaces primary human connections with commercial ones, leading to a poverty of love. In relationships, 80% of our satisfaction comes from the top 20% of people in our lives. We must build a love spiral, a positive feedback loop of praise and appreciation that acts as water to a plant. This requires being stingy with casual acquaintances, so you can be extravagant with your vital few. There's only one happiness in life: to love and be loved. George Sand. Success in relationships means identifying the few specific needs of your partner or children that actually matter to them, rather than performing tasks you think they should value. 7. Conclusion. The power of parsimonious action. The core of the 80-20th way is parsimonious action. Being economical and highly selective with your energy. It is the intellectual courage to reject the more with more treadmill in favor of a life that is simple, refreshing, and constructed around what you love. By being stingy with your energy, you ensure it is only deployed on the few actions that have the power to transform your reality. Final ponderous thought. If 80% of your current results come from 20% of your activities, what is the 180/20th destination you seek? And what is the first thing you will stop doing immediately to reach it?